Be sure to go to flipsidegaming.com and use promo code 6 for 10% off on orders over $10. It's a good deal and helps support the show. Today's video is also sponsored by the like button. Press it so Wizard Senpai notices me more often. I can't speak words today. We've done a little bit of cleaning and rearranging, so you might notice that my background is like a little off kilter. It's because I've moved my desk very slightly to the right. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, today we're going to play some more Death and Taxes. Historic is great. We're going to play some more Historic. This time we're playing Black and Taxes. Just double, triple check that I haven't recorded Black and Taxes, because I played this on the stream. No, last one was Blue Taxes. All right, so we're going to play some Orzhov Taxes. Now, this one is a little bit more aggressive because, frankly, we're able to be. You'll notice that we don't have Hushbearer in this deck. It's because we want to get some extra value off of things like Nightmare Shepherd, Midnight Reaper, and Seraph of the Scales. So that's essentially why we've done that. So we have the usual 4 Alseid of Life's Bounty, 4 Thalia, Guardian of Thraben, 4 Tithe Taker, and 4 Kinjalli Sunwing, because those, in my opinion, are the core of Death and Taxes decks, at least for Historic. They just provide the nice taxes and, special tricks that you've come to love. We also have 3 Knight of the Ebon Legion. This is a more aggressive card. For what it's worth, there are, as I put in my Reddit thread about all of the Death and Taxes nonsense that I wrote about, Black has a lot of potential options. So it's very possible that instead of playing Knight of the Ebon Legion, you could play something the heck else. One example of a card that I did consider, I don't think I wrote about it because I didn't have the space for it, was Foulmire Knight. Foulmire Knight, because it kind of has the tax of being able to kill something. It's a 1/1 with Death Touch, but you can also just use it to draw a card, which is nice. But for right now, we're running Knight of the Ebon Legion because it's a pretty strong card and get bigger. It's a 1-man army, and something like that is relatively helpful, especially when our opponent is trying to be funny with their blocks and whatnot. We can get some really nice attacks in because we have some stuff with flying, we have some stuff with menace, we have some stuff that is first strike, so we're able to get some cool tricky things going. We have 2 Tomiks. Tomik is a flyer essentially in this build. Lands entering the battlefield from graveyards and stuff, not going to be an issue too often, except from the Crucible decks, and we already have a decent time against those because we have pretty good sideboard card. We're also running 3 Midnight Reapers. As I've constantly said, one of Death and Taxes' main issues is card advantage and maintaining card advantage, and Midnight Reaper helps with that. One, it's a nice death card in that we hit people with a 3-mana 3/2. It's not terrible. But the taxes with this card comes in where our opponents are going to be really loath to cast board wipes. Obviously, things like Cry the Canarium, that exile, not the best. However, if you're going up against mostly, Storm's Wraths, Ritual of Soot, and Shatter the Sky, this allows us to maintain some advantage so we don't have to worry nearly as much about having our creatures die. We're also running 3 Murderous Riders. It's a kill spell, and it allows us to gain some life, which is nice. 3 Cerberus. This is a good old-fashioned 3-mana 3/3, has Vigilance, Menace, and Lifelink. All of those are fantastic abilities. The Vigilance allows us to kind of really get aggressive against the opposing aggressive decks, where we can attack in and still have blockers up. The Menace means that our opponents are not going to be able to block it easily. And the Lifelink, once again, helps us race. We have some extra nice stuff. Creature cards and graveyards can't enter the battlefield. Fantastic. That actually defeats a lot of the decks right now. It means that, you're not going to have to deal with any Cat Oven shenanigans. You're not going to have to deal with any Blood for Bones decks. The reanimation decks I've started to see a little bit more. And it doesn't completely destroy Cathis combo, but it does hurt. What does destroy Cathis combo is the players can't cast spells from graveyard. Get screwed. Then, of course, we have 3 Nightmare Shepherd. This performs a similar role to Midnight Reaper in that if we have Nightmare Shepherd out and our board gets wiped, we get to essentially keep our creatures around. Nightmare Shepherd also allows us to get double value out of something like Alseid. It allows us to get double value out of cards like Seraph of the Scales, which do stuff when she dies. Seraph of the Scales is a fantastic card that allows us to give her Vigilance if we need to, so that we can attack and block, but also allows us to give her Death Touch if we're going up against something a little bit larger. That's not going to happen too often, but it is something that we still have to be aware of. What's great is that she has Afterlife 2, so if she dies, we get 2 1/1s. And as I said, with Nightmare Shepherd, it pairs quite well. We're going to get another Seraph, which is a 1/1, which means that the Death Touch is actually going to matter in this case. And then we get more 1/1s when she dies. It's fantastic. The mana base I have changed since I posted my initial Reddit thread. I've really leaned heavily into the cycle lands, and that is just because, as I said, it is killer in a bad way when you start just top decking lands. It is just very frustrating. I've lowered the check lands down to 1 in most of my dual color decks, and this does lead to some situations where you're not going to be able to play 1-drops, or in some way you're going to miss your land drops, but this I think is best. So as for the sideboard, we have 1 Grafdigger's Cage, 1 Remorseful Cleric, and 1 Leyline of Void as our Graveyard Hate. The reason we're doing 3 instead of the 4 that many of the other decks have is because we natively play Cerberus. I'm not gonna try and pronounce this dude's actual name. 2 Nyx-Fleece Ram help a lot with our life gain as well as Basilica Bell-Haunt. But what is nice is we do have Kunoros and Murderous Rider in the main deck do help a little bit there. 2 Revoke Existence. Sometimes there's just artifacts and enchantments that you need to blow the hell up. 2 Agonizing Remorse. This I didn't have initially. I got rid of one of the Leylines as well as one of the Revoke Existence because some of the control decks were still posing a bit of an issue, so I decided to throw in some Agonizing Remorse to help out against that. 2 Despark, mid-range and control. 2 Virulent Plague against Field of the Dead decks. It helps to stop the Field of the Dead tokens, that is true. However, doesn't necessarily mean we're going to win. But it does help stop that a lot, and Basilica Bell-Haunt also can come in against the mid-range and control matchups, depending, of course, on what you need. So let's hop into some best of 3 traditional historic ranked. As you can see, I've been playing these on stream. By the way, if you did not know, I stream on Twitch every Saturday from 1 p.m. my time, which currently is CDT. I think it's Central Daylight Time, which is GMT -5. I stream usually for about 3 hours, depending on the exact what I'm exactly doing that Saturday. It very well could go to about 4 hours. I think I've done 5 before, but it's not that often. Yeah, I'm brushing my hair and beard. Shut it. We'll play first. I don't know who this Izzy person is. Well, that's a bad hand. This is a hand that we will keep. Do I keep Field of the Dead? No. I think we drop Field of the Dead. And we're gonna go Plains Alseid into Thalia. And my guess is we're going to actually play one of those Barren Moors. Opponent with a commune with the dinosaurs, so this might be a dinosaur deck. Cool. So I'm very unlikely, actually, to be playing either of these Barren Moors now. Might as well play this. Can attack in for 1. Yeah, because now I can just cycle these Barren Moors. We want 4 mana in this deck, but yeah, and I can now hold up Alseid. If my opponent doesn't do anything, I can cycle a Barren Moor. But yeah, 4 mana is really just like all we need in this deck because we top out at 4. So I assume we're going to probably draw 1 more land by the time we get 4. Jund, you say? Jund Dinos. Sure. I think I'm going to play the Tithe Taker, but not the Knight. I could play the Barren Moor. So that next turn, if I draw land, I can play Knight and hold up the ability to kill the 7/6. I think I will. Yeah, this way I can chump here, which is nice, but I can also just use Knight of the Ebon Legion. Leia, sure. Very interesting deck for sure. Just big chunguses. Interesting. Well, I have a Nightmare Shepherd now. There's no point in attacking. They're gonna slowly whittle their hand down. They are playing dinos. They might have removal. I did put my shield down. Nope, just a Ripjaw Raptor. That's fine with me. And that's a pretty easy chump block. I could obviously block the all hell. I'm just worried about them playing something at instant speed. But I guess it's not that much of a risk because we have Nightmare Shepherd out. I don't have any recursion, so for what it's worth. Sure, that's fine. I'm gonna swing in the air. I think I am gonna play this untapped. That way I can activate Knight of the Ebon Legion and still hold up Alseid. And what's great, as I said, about Nightmare Shepherd is that I can use Alseid more than once. Now that's interesting. Because that's just a chunk. Like, this is just fine for me, because I get another flyer. How big do you become? He would survive, but this is 7... Nah, I just kill my opponent across 2 turns. I don't think there's, like, literally any reason to allow my opponent to draw cards. They're on dinosaurs. Big dudes. Big dude decks typically are the ones that are a little difficult for Teth and Daxes to deal with. Goodbye, Thalia. I hardly knew ye. What the hell? The token isn't the same card style. That's interesting. It's also not premium or whatever the hell Wizards is calling it. That is incredibly peculiar. I will take 8. Yeah, I don't think I care. There's no reason to let my opponent potentially kill me. Okay. We're going up against big dudes. Exile artifact or creature. So I can exile Nylea, but I don't think that's worth bringing in Revoke Existence. Despark, I think, is reasonable. Bell-Haunt. I'm going second. So Knight becomes slightly worse. Thalia is actually not great in this matchup either. It's possible Remorseful Cleric and Nyx-Fleece Ram are both reasonable bring-ins. Like, Nyx-Fleece Ram can block the 4/5s consistently. Do I cut Thalia completely? That's the question. The answer is I don't know. The flyers are definitely better. Right, I'm gonna try something a little radical. Actually, do I want the Agonizing Remorses? Because they come down earlier than Bell-Haunt does. And I would potentially be able to get rid of a 7/6. Oh my god. Izzy is the Devil is from Waterboy. Right? The girl's name was Izzy, right? That girl is the devil. She's not the devil, mama. I love her. Water sucks. This hand sucks. Sure. Good. Bye? We turn one Barren Moor into Tithe Taker into Murderous Rider. Alternatively, we can get rid of like the strongest card. I think this might be better. Yeah. It sucks that we had to mull down to 5, but we won game 1, which is important. I think we still play Barren Moor because I need to be able to use Murderous Rider. Yeah. So this might lead to us flooding out, which would suck, but I think it's necessary. And plus we have 5 other cycle lands, so great card to have. Interesting. Running Regisaur. I'm pretty sure we have to get rid of Domri because it gives them mana. My hope is that my opponent plays Riding Regisaur. Then I would wait on their upkeep to get rid of it. It might not, no. Damn. That's fine. It does kind of suck, though. I guess if they just play Domri next turn, I can kill that as well and be kind of fine with it. Okay. So I'm hoping my opponent doesn't -3.
Nothing like a bit of violence now and then.
Cool. The worst they could do, I believe, is Commune.
You're gonna hurt when this is through.
They might be playing Shock, but for some reason I doubt it. Yeah. Okay. I think right off the bat I play a Seraph. Yeah. Seraph allows me to get in the fastest clock, so this is a 4-turn clock, or a 5-turn clock in the air. When it's on 5 mana, play a Marauding Raptor into a Ripjaw. So they get to draw a card, which is unfortunate. Play Sunwing. Give her Vigilance. Attack for 4. Six. Sure. I think I take 8 here. I think I take 8 here. I think I just play Murderous Rider next turn and block the Regisaur. One card, block there, gain 2 up to 9. Have to block with Seraph the Scales. I can block Marauding. 6 puts him to 10. I'd have 4 in the air. I don't think I can win this game. Which is really close for me mulliganing all the way down to 5. I forgot they had to discard a card. They could have changed that, though. And actually now I get to block this for free, potentially. Which is real good. So I take... They could have some nonsense, but I would go up to 9. And then down to 1. These things don't have lifelink, right? No. Alternatively, I could block Marauding Raptor. They could have another Bonecrushed Giant. I could use... No, I have to block the Rotting Regisaur. I think I'm gonna block like this. Okay. Alseid is decent. I cannot play Midnight Reaper. Have to play this. Up to 6. Kind of real close. Sorry for my lack of commentary. I'm just like actually like into the game. Okay, that's fine. I still cannot play Midnight Reaper. No. I cannot risk playing Midnight Reaper. I can block here. I die to so many things, I think. Okay, that's fine. That does nothing. To get another land out of their deck, that's fine. Barren Moor, you're getting cycled, baby. Alseid. I like you, Alseid. Attack here. In turn. This is a nail biter, except I'm not biting my nails. Don't you tell me that you have a Shockman. Savage Stomp. I have to let it die. Damn it. Yeah, I have to let it die. Because if I sacked it... Oh no, I'm so stupid! No, I'm done. I didn't have to let it die. That was dumb of me. I could have still had that. Give it pro green. I could have... Yeah, that was stupid. I have to block. I get another life, which means I can actually play Midnight Reaper now. Opponent has very much thinned their deck. Secluded Steppe. Get cycled. Go fuck yourself. Yeah, I made a grave error last turn. I don't know why I thought I had to not. And I'm dead. Despark is not even good enough. Damn it! Yeah, I fucked myself so hard. I sacked that, gave it pro green. They don't get to get 2 lands on me, and then I kill them. That was a punt and a half. Okay. Damn. If I end up losing this match, it is 1000% my fault. I'm going first now, so I'm wondering if I think I'm gonna do this. The question is, do I want to put in Knight of the Ebon Legion here? I think that's fine. Damn, I'm very upset with myself. Why did I think that? Why did I think sacking that would have made me die? It's a bad hands, dude. If I had one more land, this would be great. This is sufficient. We can get rid of Tomik. Am I going to play Knight of the Ebon Legion on turn 1? Sure. I need one more land. Getting Cerberus down early would be crisp. Oh, baby. Question is, do I get Cerberus down first or Nazgul? With this situation, I think I'm going to get a Nazgul down first. Because my opponent's just planning on, like, Storm's Wrath, then rather than deal with this nonsense. Riding Register, sure. They might still Storm's Wrath next turn. How big do you become? Big enough to survive. So I'll attack in the air, and frankly, I'm just going to hold up Knight. Yeah, I'm just going to hold up Knight to block. If anything of mine ends up dying, I get to draw Questing Beast. Okay. Sure. You have Death Touch as well. Would I rather take 7? No matter what, Knight will die, because this has Death Touch for some reason. I think I would rather block the Questing Beast. The fact that it has Vigilance is annoying, and Regisaur forces them to discard stuff as well. Get to draw a card, which is nice. The life loss is not, so we're going to cycle Barren Moor. Despark. Well, Despark is nice to know. Playing a second Midnight Reaper, I think, is just insanity. Part of me wants to hold up Despark. I think I'm actually going to attack with Midnight Reaper. Tomik doesn't die to cast down, and we know they're playing cast down. This is potentially bad just because I don't, you know, if my opponent doesn't cast something that I can Despark, then... Well, I can Despark that. Can't Despark that, so I'm just going to Despark this. Target creature control fights... Well, that's shitty. So, I'm at 2? I'm at 1!
My wild beasts will bring your comeuppance.
Ow. It has to be Kunoros that I play. Because I need to gain life. Okay, my opponent is in top deck mode again, which is good. That's fine. They should take Kunoros. So I'm going to go to 3 at the end of this. I don't know to what extent that was correct. I think, like, I get it, but... Remorse doesn't help, Despark doesn't help. I'm going to play Kunoros and not attack with Midnight Reaper. Hold up Despark. This way I can kill Regisaur. My opponent plays some nonsense, I have Despark for it. Riptor Raptor, I have Despark for it. Okay. We double block. Yeah. I'm going to lose 2 but gain 3. I can kill this. I'm going to draw 2. Which is crisp. Land, not exactly what I wanted to see. Fuck off. Are you serious? I have to play this Midnight Reaper. Note to self. When facing any deck that's aggressive, take out Midnight Reaper. Is there a reason for me to blow up Stomping Ground? My opponent could mess up and not get a forest. Have I put anything on the bottom? A Tomik. don't really want to draw Tomik, but I would like to decrease the chances that I draw a basic again. They should get a forest here. If they don't, then that was oops. But yeah, they got a forest. Rotting Raptor. Oh, Nyx-Fleece Ram. Fucking thank you. I do not feel comfortable attacking yet, which is not great, but this Ram hopefully will save my life. Ram, I love you so much, you sheep. Look, it's me right there. It's me with a little sheep, just like on my shoulders. I don't think it matters for me to blow that up, but they have 43, I have 38. The thinning for me is technically better, just because my deck is slightly smaller. I'm going to do it before I attack. Blow that the fuck up. I think frankly, I have to attack. This gets what, +2? So yeah, even if they, as long as they don't play something with haste, so as long as they don't have exactly Questing Beast, I would be fine. Right? They'd have to have exactly Questing Beast. That I've seen. I guess they could have Raptor and draw more stuff. But I think I attack with Minute Reaper. Like I have to put my opponent on a clock. And Nyx-Fleece Ram is gaining me life. So I need it to just not be Questing Beast, please. Looks like they might have a kill spell. Sure, cast down. At least I get to draw a card. Oh, baby, Seraph the Scales. Okay. That is helpful. Alseid is also just absolutely integral here. We play Seraph. We block with Alseid almost every time. Because Alseid gains us... Alseid is neutral, essentially. Yes. This is lethal. Opponent has nothing. I sack this. I lose one to get this. Okay. Target this. Ow. Give it pro red. Alright. I messed up in game 1. Or in game 2 with Alseid. I did mess it up twice. Whew. That was tough. Big decks. Big creature decks are the decks that really make it difficult for decks to do well, but that turned out fine. Oh, goodness me. It's possible, frankly, that this deck should have another type of removal. Maybe a Mortify, maybe just a Cast Down in the sideboard somewhere, but that's what it is for right now. If you have any suggestions for the sideboard, please feel free to let me know. If you're interested, I did this big write-up of Death and Taxes archetypes for Historic on Reddit. I'll go ahead and post a link to that down in the description. My most popular thing I've ever put on Reddit by far. I would like to thank my lovely patrons, especially Zen, for continued support. If you'd like to join them and support the show, you'll find links to that down in the description below, as well as a bunch of other cool stuff, because I have the description god. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy all this Historic content I've been putting out, because, frankly, Historic has been a blast so far. Besides, you know, the every now and then nonsense from things like Field of the Dead, where they get to nut draw, and you're just like, how do you have so many zombies on like turn 4? I don't understand. But besides that, I hope you've all been having a good time with it. And if you have, show me by tapping that like button, adding a subscription to your mana pool, casting a comment to the comment section down below, passing the turn and the vid to some of your friends, and of course, until next time, all be one.